involve the non-Muslim world to educate them about Islam so that they would understand that criminals, in any religion there are criminals, but Islam has nothing to do with violence, with suicide bombing. Jihad is not fought in that way. And that the OIC should explain to the non-Muslim world what Islam is all about, what a Muslim is supposed to be, as opposed to these criminals that are trying to hijack. Because then you had the Taliban saying that people should not go to school, even radios were banned, you understand? And women should not be educated. The first thing Allah told the Prophet ﷺ was to be educated, so that he can understand his creator. But he never said that women shouldn't be educated. So I told them that what happened, if you remember, go back maybe further than that, during the height of communism, taking one country after the other, the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia was created to give communism a very nasty name by killing millions. You remember, up to now they talk about the killing fields. So the Taliban and some of these criminals that are going around are created to give Islam a bad name, because Islam is the fastest growing religion in the West and they didn't want it. So these Taliban were created. You remember when the Taliban took over Afghanistan, they were recognized by only 4 countries. You understand? So I raised the issue in Pakistan, and I still have Blessed Judge as a witness, and I made it very clear that we should make sure that the OIC engaged in the non-Muslim world to tell them that Islam has nothing to do with what these criminals are doing. Okay, then I proposed also a resolution to condemn terrorism in all its forms. But then people were jittery about it because of the power of another country, and I told them, okay, now, since Iran is going to host it, I want this resolution passed in Iran. And that was why we insisted it was passed in Iran, condemning terrorism in all its forms. Now, still, some of us don't believe in God. We call ourselves Muslims. You cannot worship 2 gods. There's only one Allah. You either worship Allah or worship the devil. But you cannot worship a human being and worship Allah. And this is the unfortunate thing about the Islamic Ummah. Today, we are being labeled by people who do not even know what Islam is all about. Oh, you are a moderate Islam, you are a democratic Islam. There's nothing like that. There's no word democracy in Islam. Islam is the most democratic religion in the whole world. When you talk about Sharia today, they say, oh, no, we don't want Sharia. It's a barbaric law. You're insulting God. God enjoined Muslims, if they want to go to heaven, if they want to worship him, the supreme law of Muslims is the Sharia. And the constitution of Muslims is the Quran. There's nowhere in the Quran that says that you should go and kill people. You understand? But today you talk about the Quran, they say, oh, fundamentalists. There's nothing like fundamentalism. But because we allow ourselves to be divided and ruled, and that is why we have these problems in Islam today. Just like what they do to Africa. They tell you are a Democrat. They fool you and take all your resources. Yeah, it's a dictator, because I am saying that I will not allow anybody to exploit my country. So when you look at the people they call dictators, you look at their country, and those they say Democrats, you can see the difference in development. Despite the fact that they have not given us anything, but we are developing because we believe in Allah. The problem with Islam today is the fact that criminals have hijacked the religion, hide behind the religion to kill Muslims. When you read the history of the jihad, at no point did the Prophet ﷺ destroy any church. The churches were there before the Prophet ﷺ. The pyramids in Egypt were there before Islam. At no point did the jihadists say, let's go and destroy the pyramids because it's a sign of infidels. So you see these criminals in Mali, I've talked about them before. They started destroying the shrines. They say, oh, it's haram. What did they do as Muslims? They set fire on the oldest manuscript of the Holy Quran. They call themselves Muslim. Before they do, they set fire on the manuscripts of the Holy Quran, the oldest manuscripts. So what type of Muslims are they? So it is very clear. Well, unfortunately today, you get more money when you call yourself a Muslim and engage in heinous crimes. When you look at those people that have been killed because of terrorism, 98% are Muslim. Now, how can a Muslim tie explosives to his body, go to a mosque on a Friday, and say, La ilaha illallah, and then blow it up and say, what type of Muslim? Even during the jihad, time of Ramadan, the Almighty Allah told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that at the sacred precinct, that is the mosque, don't fight them unless you are attacked, defend yourself. Now, also suicide, being a suicide bomber, jihad never asked for suicide bombing. Remember the Battle of Badr, when the Prophet ﷺ told his followers not to occupy one hill because it would be dangerous. They occupied it, and then the infidels almost defeated them. The Prophet should have said, okay, go and commit suicide. He never told anyone to commit suicide. So who are we today to call ourselves different types of sects in Islam and then kill Muslims? Because the Quran says anybody who says La ilaha illallah is a brother. But most of the victims of, and look at one also interesting thing. When they get Westerners, they take them as hostages and release them. The Muslims, when they capture you, they kill you immediately. So what type of Islam are they talking about? What type of jihad is it? Can you impose jihad on Muslims? No. Because you cannot jihad. In fact, the jihad is to fight in defense of Islam. Because remember that during the jihad, the Prophet never attacked Christians. He only fought to defend Islam. Those who wanted to make sure that he doesn't propagate Islam, they attacked him. They wanted to stop Islam, and that is what he fought. Well, if you remember also, the first hijrah was to where? Abyssinia, Africa, to a Christian king. He told them, go to this Christian king. He believes in the same God that we believe. He will protect you. Now today you talk about Christians, they tell you, oh, they are infidels. They are not infidels. So Islam has been hijacked by enemies of Islam to give Islam a bad name, but we will overcome. Yes.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
Nanka déedéet duñ def nanka waa lu tax loolu Tiara flavor drink dafa neex waaw wax leen ma ci flavor yi ma dégg an orange laa man strawberry laa bëgg man mango laa bëgg man pineapple coconut laa bëgg man berry laa bëgg man pineapple laa bëgg te Tiara flavor drink moo ma sawarloo Tiara flavor drink xale yi bëgg nañ ko te itam mag yi bëgg nañ ko ñëw na si juróom benni fosami flavor pineapple coconut berries strawberry mango ak itam orange ñi leen ko andil ñii di waa MFH group ak waa King Food Banjul Tiara flavor drink moo fi man
Gambia mbir feeñati na mbir ma mooy lan li nga xamante ne mooy affectif mu doon lu neex lool nee naa leen du pour xale de te du pour magit ñëpp a ci bokk yem génnuñ dem fenn liggéeyee ko fa wala génnuñ dem jëndee ji ko fenn fii ci biir réewi Gambia lañ ko liggéeyee kon naka affectif bitig boo dem rek fekk ko fa supermarket boo dem fekk ko fa rawatina li nga xamante ne mooy mini market fi chips nekk na ci ñaari paquet yoo xamante ne benn bi $3 laa jar benn bi $6 laa jar ba nga xamante ne $6 laa jar man nee naa ko jënd ku ne di nga fekk li nga xamante ne mooy yóbbal ba mooy lan lu neex lool wala lu rafet xale bi ku ko ci jàpp rek ku ne boo ko foyee rek kontaan bàyyi ko fii ci réewi Gambia ñu ko jaayee fii ci réewi Gambia kon nag man nee naa jaarama Afrique Chips daw leen uti Afrique Chips